If that's happened before, then is that the reason actually why Michelle actually got run out of the house and had to fake his own death? He had a crush on someone else, and then something bad happened as a result of that, making it so that the dad had to actually know that he's been dead to have their own death faked. I don't understand what it means for the mom to know that he's still alive and his brothers to help along with that. So is it a whole thing of like it's oh god, don't tell me it's another whole thing with the maids and the dad like take advantage of them? Oh god. That'd just be absolutely terrible, honestly. I guess I don't even know how that would become to be, but let's hope it's not that. Before long, winter retreated, and our second spring came to take its place. A full year had passed since we had resumed living together, and I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Well, by this point, the town, honestly, that Giselle also got run out of probably be completely either run out from the new landlords taking over the fees, or literally by that point it just became its own town by this point from all the I guess the government honestly like that. So I guess unless something else happens in town, we won't have to worry about them coming to attack them anymore. So yeah, hopefully they keep believing in the curse for another millennium to come. I feel like something bad is gonna happen with Michelle's family, though. Definitely, though. Not the town, but his family itself. And I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Spring seemed to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. One night, when the breeze carried on a pleasant residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the gardens. Oh, out to the gardens, you say? Exactly to the gardens, with the exact same background and everything, revealing a secret, secret superpower of all things. Oh my gosh. Come on, master, hurry up. It's the middle of the night. What's so important? Look at all the leaves! Look at all the grass! Breathe in nature! I just found it myself. I couldn't wait till morning. A rose! It bloomed! It blossomed. A rose? Oh my gosh, it's red. It's not white this time. Please don't hold it and turn white, please. Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned out the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. The vines are taking over everywhere. So much kudzu around. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you... Oh, last year I requested flower seeds. But I just couldn't get them to grow. And I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one. But it did. I had no idea. Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you. It's a secret. Why would you keep it from me? For the results to be more surprising. It's like you don't even understand surprises. Well, that makes sense, but still. I wanted to make it a gift for you, Master. What? Why? Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly. No, that's not what I meant. Why me? Because we're friends now. Maybe more. Wait, what was that last part? Nothing. I actually, I'm glad, what I said before, honestly, they took time with it, actually, so, it doesn't, yeah, I think anyone who, who would read through this story would, at all think about, yeah, those two should definitely be romantically involved after, everything that happened before she was run out of the house the first time. Yeah, definitely, they should be dating. Sounds like a perfectly good, healthy relationship. Not at all toxic, yay. It's nice now. I haven't given you anything. Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. If we are, then this is yours. What, is the rose gonna keep growing all the time for a year? It's gonna be the biggest thing in the garden. That's where the rose bush comes from and the other doors, honestly, the other arrows. I don't follow her reasoning. Look, we just explained this. This garden is magical. Anything that grows into it becomes, giant. And if it stays in there for another 10 years, it'll just be bigger than the house itself. It's cursed, but it's also magical. It's wonderful. Don't question it. Don't kill it. I don't follow it at all, but... The sight of the deep red rose almost melting in the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I had ever seen in my life. I never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But this one, though. This one. But that one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful. Majestic. Majestic, even. And like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Don't kill it! Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers. I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance, but snapped its stem. Oh, you picked it. Are you gonna bring it back to your room? Dang, now the magical curse for it will be null and void now. Gosh dang it. When I finally processed the question, that was when I realized I probably should have left it to grow in the garden. From the base of its stem, where I had plucked it, a droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. Oh, okay, it's either blood or dew. Who knows that the blood of the rose actually is from your own blood? Probably for her own blood, sweat, and tears, but let's not think about that. When it came to the delayed realization that I had ended the plant's life, plant murderer, but was overpowered by childish possessiveness, this stunning flower was mine. Moonlight tricked down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hands, and a smile on her face. You're gonna need a vase then. Give me just a minute. The briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind. Huh? Master? And that's where it came to be. Oh. What on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered in the reality of what I had just done. The thought had just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose, but it was supposed to remain a simple fancy. What was that about? An excuse. I need a good excuse. Your hair is a good vase. Wait, fuck, why I say that? A drawing. A drawing? Right, I like to preserve on a canvas. Okay, that's way more smooth, honestly. What? What? Follow it up, man. Follow it up! I mean, that a rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I'd like to include you as an accessory. Wait, you want to draw me too? Merely as a backdrop element, not you in the foreground, the focal point, the piece. Don't worry about it, Baka. God damn it. You're slightly more interesting than a vase, that's all. I've never seen you draw anything before. I just never got the urge. But now I feel like an artiste. You know how? Many years ago, my brother taught me. I don't think I can handle being a model. I mean, all you have to do is just sit there or lay there or just stand there. I never had a drawing done of me before. You would probably be better off with just the rose. You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please. I did. I didn't mean to sound so rude. I never had no real interest in drawing the rose. I couldn't just take it back either. Gisela shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes. So I fled to the cellar in hopes of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness. Turnips! I need the turnips now! At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. Okay, so the whole thing... Wait, no. Actually, where the message that Maria saw? Would that still be, like... That'd be written... Like, when would that have been written down? At some point, that's probably one of the biggest mysteries I want to know so much, honestly. Whether it's just, like, I kind of just at least one clue of, like, what caused it or where it's from, honestly, instead of just being there only for door 3, honestly. Like, I can understand if, like, they keep other aspects of the mansion, like up to interpretation, or, like, they give hints so you figure on your own, or just create your own, I guess, origin for it in your own head. But that message is too specific. too specific. It needs an answer. It needs a true origin story. The 5 hour long door about just where the message came from. Nothing else happens. Just that message is coming to be, and nothing else bad happening. Just that, nothing else. At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. The materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait any kind of justice. God, what am I doing? You're allowing the creative urge to come over you. Don't resist it. Don't force it out. I want to bury my head in the sand. We can do that afterwards and agonize over being perfectionist later. I noticed I've been in that sort of slump now for a while. Been working on a bit of projects for quite too long, honestly, on top of everything else. Get distracted from things, and I'm in a perfectionist mood, and I hate myself for it. Don't let it befall you, too. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seemed she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual, it would make things so much easier. Why did she have to choose now to start acting meek? What should I be doing? Stay perfectly still, please. Do you need me to pose or anything? No, just get comfortable. Just, sit down in chair, honestly. Hands in lap, nothing else. Just complete blank expression on face. There we go. Completely natural, completely normal. Look away. Why? It's hard to work when you're watching me. What? I feel like a sneeze. Well, this is not a photograph. Hold it in, please. What now? Can I see it? I barely draw anything yet. Well, it's already perfect then. As long as our eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her. My gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose, but Giselle. At first, I regretted my in-the-moment proposition, but I was beginning to think it hadn't been such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. What's become the new like you? But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Was that what I wanted to strive for? Well, I think you already got that down, Pat. What's a new act or a new attitude you can keep up? You gotta try something new and fresh, you know? Why not now, love-struck idiot? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortable around each other. That she's still here right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking a multitude of pale tones before falling in her white skin and jade eyes. I had stopped sketching at some point. We're gonna add color to it? And shading? And perspective? What in the world was going on? Drawing. You're modeling. I thought that was obvious. One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought might put a smile on Michelle's face. But rather than improve his mood, it made him go all strange. The rose is bewitching. It had made him say he wanted to draw something. I'd never seen Michelle draw anything before. What happened to him? Why would he draw? I can't sit still. I try to sneak peeks at him every once in a while. But anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern, look that way stare. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the archangel in the stained glass window. Just follow along the trace and curves and the panes, the colors, the panes honestly changing as it goes down. Honestly, the craftsmanship for like a glass stained windows like that actually are really nice. I actually kind of like that, even like kind of sort of color scheme. Honestly, if I'm like even if like you could tell like let's go with a giant stripe of it. like it's meant to be one color. I like how like certain areas and splotches like next to each other and the same color stripe, honestly, has slightly different hues. I don't know what to call that. I have no idea what that's called, but I like the entire like stripe for it. Like it kind of just accentuates the color, honestly, a lot. It's kind of almost present here with the green wing, honestly, having slightly different colors, honestly, throughout. I can't tell just because it's painted on or yeah. It'd be interesting to actually learn exactly how. Like, do they paint it afterwards, or they like dye or tint the glass and then put together afterwards? What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks for the rose? I'm pretty sure he's not the type who would consider drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that, it'll turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me. No, not possible, even though he asked me to sit down right in front of him. No, of course not. That would turn the whole world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close, be sure, but we're not that kind of close. It makes it sound like Michelle's attracted to me like a magnet. And there's no way, there's absolutely no way, no. He compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur at chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Does that, well, if you actually want to think about it that way, does he have to qualify you as a skinny rat in your mind first before you get to that level? Is that what this has to be first? Huh? Oh, yes? If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This might take a very long time to complete. Oh, no trouble. You had a very stern look on your face is all. I was doing that bad job of hiding it. I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask you, I'm sorry. Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all. I'm not even that great of an artist to begin with. Well, it's been years since you last drawn anything, so give it a shot. Continue, practice, all that. That's not a talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them, but it's still art, okay? It's still art. And also, like, now I'm just getting reminded of this one piece of advice I heard, honestly. You can't even really call yourself a good artist or even a good critic unless you, recognize the fact that even bad art can have a profound effect on people. If you don't understand that, then how can you even appreciate good art, then? If you can't even reconcile in your head that, oh, someone might like this piece of garbage, or actually this changed their whole outlook on life, just this. If you can't even comprehend that, then how can you comprehend even the actual, like, good parts, then? Yeah. What? What's he getting so negative about? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. Never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him. I am pleased. Doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. It would... The moonlight shining through the stained glass is so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. Up. For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I just said, my mind had gone blank and I couldn't form a coherent thought. What? I mean, like, you know, like family. You're like an older brother to me. Yeah, pat in the back. You beat me at chess so often, and oh darn it, I'll get you next time. I meant love, like love of a brother. Yeah. Hey, say something, Master. Give me your usual exasperated sigh. Come on now. Come on, give me your best good grief, then hurl me out the window. This is not Charlie Brown skit. Oh, come on, please, show me some disappointment. Master? That... Uh... Uh... When the wood paneling was using a canvas and a charcoal in his hand crashed to the hard chip of floor, the clattering was so loud I jumped. I didn't have the presence of mind to wonder why he had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking. Let me help you with that, I said towards him. And when I did, the moonlight shining down upon us intensified. The moon is saying, "Hey, you two kids!" In our gazes of jade and ruby intertwined. Okay, I like the UI there. Oh my god, that's actually really good. There was a visible rosiness in his ethereal pale cheeks. Master? Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They're trembling as he looked over at me. I was at a loss for words. He must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in a frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight's current, his fan fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I expected, but it felt pleasant on my flesh skin. As he drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body. I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating in my heart, too. His breathing stopped for a moment, and then he gulped. He brought his head in. I closed my eyes and... Oh, Jesus. Then I shoved him away with all my strength. Yeah, figures there'd be some lingering... Yeah. Oh, boy. Michelle rolled back, knocked his head on the side of a pew, and began groaning in pain, which when I finally realized what I'd done. What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you hurt? I'm fine. Sorry, you startled me. I really, truly didn't mean to knock you down. You should go back to your room. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you tonight. What? Get some rest. Good night. He turned away, marching off into the corridor enshrouded in darkness. There was a heavy-aired loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I hadn't realized until it was too late. It felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him? Of course I'm gonna hurt him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened, and tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it. You wanted it, Giselle. Quit lying to yourself. You're the one who said you loved him, and that was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for. You wouldn't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love. You had to go after him, find him, and tell him the truth. Honestly, this is very sweet, honestly. I have to keep saying that, honestly. I keep making jokes around it, but I actually do think it's really sweet, though. What am I doing, for God's sake? Well, you're in bed right now, so I'm, I don't know, you're trying to sleep. the pain's way. I'm not in my right mind. Something about me was off today. I couldn't control myself. I was saying things I didn't mean, doing things I didn't intend to. I never meant to do that. At this point, I had no choice but to admit my feelings. I couldn't pretend I didn't know what they were anymore. How long I had felt this way? A week? A month? 6 months? Or maybe... Let's hopefully just say it's just been a year and not 2 years. I'm pretty sure I've opened a whole entire can of worms if it was 2 years. A full year? Had they already developed when we started anew? No, the when didn't matter, wherever it happened. Didn't change the facts. I was still attracted to her, regardless of when it begun. But she pushed me away, quite literally. I sighed to myself. Why should I be disappointed? She was nothing like me. I was reclusive and unsociable. She was the exact opposite. She was the kind of person who would confidently tell someone how she felt. And she'd done exactly that. Said I was like a brother. But I hadn't listened. As a matter of fact, could I have been any more presumptuous? Is that electric guitar in the background for the music? Okay. I don't deserve to love anyone. It's better this way. I burst through the goddamn door. Master! Hi again. What? I told you to go back to your room. Master, I need you to listen to me, okay? What? About, what just happened. That doesn't count. You can't count any of that. Huh? I said I loved you and I shoved you. They don't count. Oh. Right, I was planning to forget that anyway. So don't worry. No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that's not something I should have said on a whim because the moonlight was kind of pretty tonight. It wasn't supposed to be so casual. The way I said it doesn't get across at all how much I really care about you. It should have been something with more impact, rather. More gusto. Me looking you straight in the eyes, my heart jumping out like a rut of fire. That's how I should have said it. What are you... I'm saying I want you to give me one more chance to do it right. Giselle. Calm yourself. I am calm. Not that calm. In no sense of the word are you calm. Fine then, I'm not calm. But I am clear-headed. And I mean every word. Listen. Listen very carefully. I love you. I love you so much I feel like my heart is gonna explode. What? Huh? You mean, like, family? No! Like a brother, right? That's still funny. Romantic love! Romantic, you dumbass! What? I wasn't upset back there. No, I was elated. What? My mind couldn't keep up with what I was hearing. Half out of breath where she stood. Giselle was frantically insisting that she loved me. Was I dreaming? But... Master? How do you... I had to hear how you feel about me. Assuming I interpreted that correctly, you were going in for a kiss back there, right? Right? So, can I take that as an answer? Giselle looked up at me with bleary eyes. She had feelings. For me, it was a miracle. I could hardly breathe. It felt like someone had struck their hand on my chest and was squeezing in my heart. I just had to say yes, and a smile would spread across her face. I could bring her joy, and all it would take was a single word. So what's stopping you right now? I had no reason to say no. My happiness was standing right there in front of me. What more could I ask for? All I do is reach out and claim it for myself, and past relationship trauma. Oh yay, it's trauma of the episode. I had tried to do exactly that in the chapel, and I could do it again. I loved her. I was a twisted man, cast to the world and left with nothing. Had no way to make her happy. But still, Don't tell me you've forgotten what you are. Well, yeah, fuck off then. Tell me! There was no moonlight to give me that nudge. Do not feel that way about you. What? Ups and downs. I got confused for a moment. I apologize for misunderstanding that scenes have caused. All the color drained from her, like a flower wilting before my eyes. Yeah, that's depressing. Well, like, it's actually kind of, well, we don't even know anything about like what happened to Michelle before, so I guess we don't even know. I don't even know if he like tried to like push through it honestly in some capacity. Honestly, what was that? He never actually talked about it or like tried to, I guess, like, what is a good word? Accept it or like get some catharsis for what happened to him. But Giselle did when like telling it basically everything all to Michelle, so she could get over a tiny bit and she can actually get over that, even if the trauma still lingers and goes to this scene. But we haven't seen anything about him doing the same back, so we. A heavy sigh spilled from her lips. Her jade eyes swayed lifelessly back and forth. I hadn't thought mere love could possibly have such weight, just as though I had just told her she was to be executed. I see. I'm sorry. I let it get to my head. Uh, sorry for making such a racket. Really, God, what was I thinking? I got way ahead of myself there. Her faux energy hurt to watch. I had hurt her, and this was the result. You want to protect yourself, even if it meant hurting her. It just sense to me, honestly. It's like that whole thing, honestly, that if he is trans, he just doesn't like, he doesn't want to like progress later, and then it feel like that she notices and then gets weirded out by it. Hmm. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, that makes it even ah ah. And look where that got you. You'd have been better off just going with it. Because when she learned the truth, she'd have pushed you away anyway. I'm sorry. I'll be going now. Sorry for barging in on you like that. She made her way into the shadows toward the door. There. You did it. You preserved your peace. I got the feeling she would never again turn back. Her mistake was ever getting close to anyone. God damn it. I can't even say like another thing of why this scene is striking a different way. Oh god, I was god damn, it'll make way more sense later when this game is finished and go on to something else. Oh good god, I can't even say anything here. God damn it, this is sending flashbacks to another thing so much. Not to their game, but something I've written. God fucking damn it. What I had always wanted was right there in front of me, and I was so close to obtaining it. And you pushed her away. I actually did love her. She would never love the real you. No, she couldn't. You're disgusting. Can't believe you had actually had the gall to fall for me. Good night, Master. She was leaving. I wanted her here and she was leaving. I submitted all my feelings and she would come back. Was I really content to let her go? In my weakness, I mistreated her. I hurt her. I let her go and I was to lose her. Even though she said she loved me. And I felt the same way. Wait, please don't go. Her voice is shaking like a scared child's. What are you hoping to tell her like that? Is this the witch's voice talking, actually? Or is this literally just like how it was earlier with I didn't mention like Giselle like talking to herself? Like I was gonna comment honestly, is that Giselle talking to herself or literally just a manifestation of her own anxiety talking to her? Again, honestly, it can go either way. Uh, I She was different. She was probably no. She absolutely was not nothing like anyone in my past. What the fuck, actually? Jesus Christ, this is turning into something exactly how I written something. Oh my god. She won't be any different. I decided I would just try one more time. I. To believe in myself, and to believe in someone else. I lied. That was a prank. I actually do like you. So, from the bottom of my heart, You'll regret this. No, I won't. I sincerely love you. Immediately just tackled into the bed. Hugs. God. The fragrance of rose enveloped me. Her arms, wrapped around my chest, were both imbued with strength and shaking like mad, as though the slightest touch might shatter them. Why didn't you just say it in the first place? She said in a quavering, sniffling voice just inches from my ear. I lacked sufficient control over my mind or body to return her embrace, run my hands through her hair, or do anything more than support her weight. I'm sorry. Jerk, bully, brute. You don't get to play this off as a joke. I am truly, sincerely sorry. You give me two different stories. Tell me which one's the truth. Were you just confused, or do you actually love me? I want to hear you say it again. From the top. Go. The truth is, I love you. Again. I love you. Without fumbling this time. Say it with gusto. I love you, as I said several times now. Not good enough. Again. Have mercy, please. I'm about to die of humiliation. Can I really believe you this time? You're not gonna say you were lying again? No, I won't. Then we both feel the same way about each other? Shockingly enough. What's there to be shocked about? I didn't think there was anything likable about me. Oh, you really had to do something about that pessimism. I'll try. I'm in heaven. I'm so happy I could cry. You were all over me. Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. When you first said no, everything went black. I wasn't sure what I would do anymore. I'd lost all hope. I really do feel bad about that. But you had a change of heart. Now you wanted to have me. Yes. And everything I bring with me. That was idea. Pointedly, interesting you pointedly say that, too. Absolutely everything, right? You're pushing that point rather hard. I have a request. It's something I don't think I could ask any time but now, while we're in the moment. I'll do anything, as long as it's within my ability. Tell me, what is it? Will you look at my naked body? What? More specifically, my scars? You are gonna have to see them eventually. In which case, I'd like that to be now. It's going to this whole thing. Okay, then. Whether, he's even comfortable doing that right now, or he needs to wait till later. Wonder how, like, people back then would, like, try to do that then. Like, trying to hide, like parts of themselves to actually, like, be more gender-affirming back then. This is, like, this is in the 1600s, right? Remember the doors, right? So now I'm just, A year ago, I had refused to look at her scars. I had been certain I wouldn't be able to accept what they represented. The abuse my father had subjected her to. If possible, I would have preferred never having to face that. But I, more than anyone, needed to know. It was my responsibility. I had to accept reality, not grimace or avert my eyes. I had to face up to what had been done to her. Okay. I couldn't bring myself to look at her as she hesitantly disrobed. The sound of her clothes rustling made me feel as though I was doing something incredibly improper. As much as I tried to feign calm, I was so tense my joints were practically creaking, and my heart felt like it was being stepped on. I feel like I'm made of stone. I'm ready. You can turn around now. Alright. I'll count to 10. She's laughing at me. I feel a whole lot better seeing you so nervous. I'm turning around. It's already been 10 seconds already? I thought it was 5. Okay. Her head was tilted down just enough to keep me from making out her expression, but she couldn't hide the pink flush spreading across her cheeks. It contrasted well against her white, but not excessively pale skin, as did her jet black hair. Sorry, it's not anything nicer to look at. In what way was this not a pleasant sight? I had never been more entranced by anything in my entire life. She was stunning. I had no measure of comparison, but I was certain the same sight of any other woman in the world would not have had the same effect on me. I could say as much with confidence, despite having never seen another woman nude. It makes me wonder if the person who said that, who fell for you, like, if that was before you transitioned, was another guy, or it was another woman, honestly. But, for some reason my mind is now leaning towards it was a man before you transitioned, I guess, if my theory is right. I could say as much with confidence, despite having never seen another woman nude. Hypnotized, I couldn't take my eyes off the gentle curves of her body. Were I more socially inclined, perhaps I could have told her she was pretty, which perhaps would have brought a sheepish smile to her face. And though I wanted to, my throat was dry as dust, and what I could manage to produce were incoherent rasps. Please say something? I'm hideous, aren't I? I've been clean. You're not hideous. You mean it? I mean it. Why would you think so? Because You're not unclean, none the slightest. You mean it? I do. Even seeing this? Giselle's eyes slid downward, a trace of fear lurking just beneath the surface. Following her lead, I dropped my gaze to her lower body, and there, I saw her scars. It's all the way around her. Ugh. God damn it. Swollen, red, and black gashes, still not healed after more than a year, defiled her white flesh. As she described for me, the lines were arranged to form letters carved into her skin. It's his fucking name? Oh. So that's why she said I would deceive him eventually. My instincts told me these were wounds she would carry for the rest of her life. I felt nauseous, heartbroken, infuriated. The fact that the person had done this was out of my reach. The fact that I could do nothing for her. What went through my father's mind when he looked at these? What did he gain from giving her these wounds? Some stupid, like, cattle prod labeling, honestly, I had to guess. Why did he have to do this to her? Why? My father of all people. Giselle was the one with the scars. Giselle was the one in pain. But I felt like someone had shoved a handful of needles into my chest. Dozens of thick metal stakes piercing the walls of my heart, blood streaming through me like a river. If I didn't force myself to face it, I was liable to run. What was the right thing to say? Let's just tell her. As hard as I thought, I couldn't come up with an answer. All I came up with was an intense frustration. It killed me that I couldn't take these scars from her. That I couldn't give my father a peace of my mind. You are in no way hideous, no matter what marks are left in your body. It took all that I had to form that single sentence. Thank goodness. I'm so glad to hear that. When I was down in the village, they said it didn't matter what they did to me because I was already dirty. That made me think I'd reached the point where I was so tainted. Anyone can see it. Yeah, no, like, don't even listen to what they said. They dunked you in sewage. I don't know if that even qualifies. I'm sorry. Why should you apologize? You're frowning really intensely. I thought I might have made you mad. No, I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at my father, the villagers, and myself. May I touch them? You may. My hands are trembling, but I knew I wouldn't be doing her any favors by hesitating. As my fingertips brushed her skin, she shuddered. Does it hurt? No, there hasn't been pain in some time. I could feel her trembling where I touched her. Didn't seem like it was going to subside anytime soon. Soon she began whispering softly. Her lips moved as though she was trying to say something. The best she managed was a few strained gasps. Tears began rolling up in her eyes as well. She's still trying to get over it. Oh, okay, maybe not that. I feel like I'm in heaven right now, but I also kind of hate myself. I guess it's still part and part. Hate yourself, but why? Because I can't stop shaking. I'm overjoyed to feel your touch, but I can't control my body. I know you're nothing like that, but I keep seeing flashes of you doing other things in my mind. It kills me that my body won't react the same way I feel in my heart. I was foolish to ever thought these wounds might have healed. Just as scars remained on her body, so too did they remain in her heart. Unlike the physical wounds, though, the ones inside her seemed to still be raw and bleeding. She just did such a good job of acting normal that I began to think she might have gotten past them. Of course not, you blind fool. It's just masking, honestly, just so it doesn't upset other people around them. You showed me back there because it brought back those memories? That's right. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Why are you apologizing? I should be the one... Do you have any desire to place a curse on him? What? Do you want to curse Antonin? If you so desire, might be able to make it happen. Cast a curse on him, perhaps even a fatal one. I ignore the fact that he's my father. I don't consider the man family anymore. I want you to be honest with me. Hypothetically, if such a thing were possible, would you want to curse him? No, I would not want that. Why not? You have every right to take revenge for what that man did. He deserves punishment. He inflicted so much pain on you, you're still shaking more than a year later. And you can just let him get away with it out of the goodness of your heart? Hypothetically, if you wanted to curse him, I can't tell if you're trying to project this onto him as well with everything that happened in your past, in combination with this, or... I wouldn't do it even hypothetically. And not out of the goodness of my heart. I'm just a coward. A coward? If curses were real and he were to die by one, then I would never, ever be able to forget. My resentment for him took his life. That mean he damaged me so permanently I was never able to get past it. I don't want that. I want to be able to forget. I'm still shaking now, but one day I want to be able to proclaim proudly that it no longer has any control over me. But I appreciate the sentiment. Setting aside your choice of method, you asked out of concern, and that's more than enough for me. A soft smile spread across her lips, but all inspired in me was powerlessness. She was putting on an act. I don't even know if that's actually what's going on here. Was the sentiment really more than enough? Of course not. Not when she was still trembling so much. But what was I to do? What was I unable to leave this house and helpless against the will of the Bollingers to do? I was incapable of assuaging her pain, wasn't I? And couldn't do anything. Could I? Before I throw in the towel, and it takes some real time to think. To stop running from the problem. To figure out a real way to give her what she wants. That doesn't involve curses and angry words. It has to be something only I can do. Giselle? I took the hand that had been tracing her scars and slid it around her waist. Even now, her trembling showed no signs of abating. I will never. The one thing I could do, hurt you again, was to wrap her trembling body in my arms. I want you here with me. All I ask of you for now is to be at my side. You can be scared and you can quiver, but please don't apologize for it. But please don't feel bad about it. I promise not to turn my head away from your pain. So I ask of you, try not to keep it buried. I have no power or influence. I don't know all the right things to say. I'm a man with nothing to his name. But the one thing I do have is a heartfelt desire to do whatever I can for you. As soon as I tightened my grip around her waist, she lurched forward, throwing her arms around me. Muffled whimpers resonated against my shoulder where she had buried her head. Eventually, they grew into unfettered sobs. My bedchamber was enveloped in the sound of weeping. She cried like a little child. The usually strong-willed, cheerful, optimistic Giselle wailed from the depths of her soul. This past year, she had constantly been nudging me forward. I was always her leading the way. There had undoubtedly been moments where she had wanted to cry like this, but couldn't. So, starting now, I was going to try and support her too. I was sure I would mess something up, as I had little experience being caring. I'd probably anger her, probably stress her out, and probably make her cry. But I found my resolve, had overcome my hesitation. I was sure I could do it. That I could create a place where she could find peace. I could surely... Giselle didn't stop crying until the sun had begun peeking over the horizon. I had, as I said, not looked away, simply holding her in silence. She had a decidedly not childlike frame, but she seemed incredibly small in my arms. We felt each other's warmth through my clothes. Between sniffles, Giselle said softly, "One day, I'm certain, I'll be able to, without any hesitation, be properly joined with you, and it'll be wonderful. Right now, I still can't control the shaking, but eventually, I want to be able to put my hands on you too." The affection infused in each and every word was palpable. It's really sweet. Sometime later, she drifted off to sleep, exhausted. Yeah, she let out everything out. All the years and all the resentment and sadness that was affecting her. I think she let out a whole lot more than just screaming about everything bad happened to her just only a year ago. It's probably still gonna be there even after all this time. There's still probably gonna be some remnants, but at some point in the future, or at least all the side effects of whatever happened would fade and maybe go away. Hopefully. I prayed from the bottom of my heart that at least tonight should have pleasant dreams. Is this where that painting, the painting guy, like gave a flash forward or flashback technically in a sense? Is that where this came in? Morning. No, afternoon? You slept in. Master! Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, this is definitely it, I think so. Oh, come on, put a little more oomph into it. Same Giselle as always. I must say, last night was something, Master. I didn't know you had that in you. Just thinking about it. Ow! Hey, that hurt. What was that for? I was struck with an insatiable urge to whack you. I forgot about that. Whatever happened to your heartfelt desire to do whatever you can for me? I don't think hitting me counts. You're tough enough to get over a little bonk. Oh, my first thought was literally just plastic bottle bonk. You're being so nice today. Where'd that go? So, would you like to explain why you're making dirty jokes first thing in the morning? Oh, yeah, I was trying to lighten the mood. Okay, sorry. I held down the button. Where is the backlog button? I was trying to lighten the mood to hide my embarrassment. There we go, sorry. Fair enough. But could you not joke about that in the future? I didn't actually do anything to you. You bonked her in the head with a plastic bottle. That's terrible. No, you didn't. Sorry. Say, could I ask you something? Yes? You hardly ever use my name. Makes us feel so distant. Could you do something about that, maybe? Babe? No, that is not you at all. Just call my name, please. We graduated from a master's in relation to romantic relationship, but that is a bit much. Romantic relationship? Exactly. So, in honor of the new us, let's make this last. Alright? Michelle? Alright. At the time, the light that entered our life seemed unreal and fantastical, but I prayed that it would indeed last, in hope of an equally bright future. Allow myself to rejoice in the moment, letting the unconquered shadows that lurked in my peripheral remain unseen. The fucking witch's whispers and all that fucking jazz, yeah. Oh, back here. Blackness consumes the once colorful space. Giselle still stands before me, as she did within the door, but I struggle to reconcile the two scenes. Yeah, something really bad must have happened, but I'm wondering, well, from the sound of like she was waiting for us, like my first thought was that unfortunate possible scene, just some people like undressing someone else and finding out that they were trans that way, and then people just getting upset about that and all that happening, but I don't think that's what happened. Like, they seem to be in good terms. Like, even she was trying to like she said she was waiting for him, honestly, so I don't think it's that, but like this thing must have really bad actually to happen to like make her try to brush over practically everything. Like, maybe just because it got too hard that she wanted to just brush out all the lots of imperfections in their relationship as they talked and spent time together. Most likely that, but yeah. They are both real. They are both her. The lively, spunky girl of the past and the lifeless girl of the present are both Giselle. As different as they seem, they are both her. Why don't we stop there? It was a wonderful story. They overcame the troubles and lived happily ever after, right? Is that not good enough? It could not be worse than where we are now. All we have to do then is erase the now. Or, oh god, that's actually even worse. So, like, she reacted that strongly, actually, like, after maybe seeing that, and then felt incredibly guilty about it afterwards, honestly. Oh, I think that'd be worse, actually. Jesus. Throw out everything away and start over from where it was better. I guess that'll explain why, when she tried showing off the fake door, she scrubbed away everything, because she... she didn't want to put all the fault on her then, I guess. Oh god. That'd actually make things worse, honestly, if, like, that whole scene, like, showing off the scars, honestly, and, like, just, like, showing herself off completely nude to him, honestly, and just trying to get it, like, just, as she put, honestly, just to accept everything about herself, everything that came with her, honestly. Oh, that would make it sting all the much more when she just thinks about it again, honestly. She reacted badly, honestly. Oh, god. You were able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies. And that goes for more than just me. Actually, as a matter of fact, Those words apply even better to her than me. Yeah, honestly. The ending is already set in stone. It's already happened. What point is there in watching it again? All that accomplishes is making me relive it all. The ending has not been written. Technically it has. We're both here now, which means our end still lies ahead of us. That's probably the only reason why they want to be here anyway. Like, did she want it for, like, does she even still remember, like, I'm trying to think of, like, besides the whole fact of, like, she doesn't want to remember the ending because of, like, what she's done, or, like, what she feels she's done, I guess a better way to put it. I'm still getting reminded of, okay, I was gonna, like, almost, like, sort of spoil, like, in Higurashi again for people who haven't seen that, but it reminds me again of just the entire second installment where even though one character didn't do anything wrong, they were obviously feeling guilty about it, honestly. And that stuck with me a lot. It kind of extended to other installments. Whenever that same feeling came up. Then, can I ask you to promise not to let go of my hand, no matter what? No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Now I understand. That was a request, even if she didn't perceive it as such. In place of a verbal response, I squeezed her hand in mine. I know where this tale is heading, toward tragedy. All the other doors we visited ended in tragedy as well. I mean, ours is no exception. But perhaps what's waiting at the end of this one is even more dire than I imagine. The door to our past swings open once more, behind which lies the end of me and the beginning of her. Oh, were you actually oh, wait, are you actually like a trans woman, or like just how pointed that statement was actually, huh? A month had passed since the night with the rose. Well, I guess until they say I'll just keep going as normal for now anyway. A month had passed since the night with the rose. Right in schedule, the monthly delivery arrived, but in it was a letter that would dramatically change our lives. My father, Antonin, had fallen ill and died. Yeah! I presumed it was the witch's doing, but she was silent, refusing to respond to my questions. I know you're listening to me. I know you're doing this. My happiness and the thing that's cursed me is now extended outwards. Thank you for that, though. Thank you. So thank you. If it wasn't her, then he must have died naturally. Seemed more than a little tasteless to celebrate someone's death, but good taste and reality don't always agree. Well, there's even some people out there who like are even good, but they've done bad things, honestly. And the people who they wronged, I think they should be allowed to actually like be relieved, or even a bit happy that they're gone. Honestly, even still, even then, honestly, just yeah. As long as like it doesn't turn into a fight, honestly, of like I'm sort of just being tasteless, just saying aloud. Just there's some people just like absolutely love the person, honestly, and all that. I just get into fights, honestly, or depending on how bad what they did is, honestly, then then maybe yeah. It's complicated. It's complicated. I was extremely relieved to hear the news. The man that had raped Giselle, he tried to have me killed, and now he was gone from this world. Oh, so you actually put up like a request for you to die there. Okay, I'm assuming your brothers then heard about it and then like made a whole plan to make it seem like you actually died and faked your death. God damn it! I was literally just told exactly how to pronounce their names, but I'm blanking on how to pronounce it now. I think I remember like the second brother was just pronounced to be Jorge. Don't know if the S should be pronounced or not. Jorge's. I think Jorge just sounds better, honestly. That or just George's, honestly. If we had to use the S, honestly, or without. I've been waiting for this moment for years. It's passing another effect as well. My death could be revoked. Like, how powerful was your dad? How powerful was the Bollinger estate then, in a sense? Many years ago, my brother had told me that when he succeeded our father, He would welcome me back to the Bollinger estate, and I could be part of the family once more. Which meant this letter signaled the end of my banishment. Oh, okay, so that's where this is gonna go. Oh, and the mom, okay. Oh, God. Oh, that's where it's all gonna go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Not sure how to feel about it. Yeah, rejoicing doesn't seem really appropriate. Maybe to not confetti extent. But this means you can return home now, right? In theory. My brother's set to take control of the estate, so he should be accommodating. Wait till another letter comes around. He's like, I cordially invite you back into our home, dear brother. I'm gonna write a letter. Have them send us a carriage. It's much too long distance to walk. Alright. I'm excited. What should we do first when we get back to the capital? Oh, I know. How about you stop by my place? The faux fox energy's back again. My mom and sister won't believe their eyes. My time as mansion was almost at its end. The future I had only vaguely envisioned was now within my reach. I'd always spoken this moment predicated with eventually, like it was some kind of unattainable fantasy. But now that it was practically a reality, I realized I hadn't actually given it much thought. Like like just living under, guess your dad's shadow for so long, honestly, whether he did good or bad, honestly. Ugh. Hey, are you still awake? I am. Not a great night for sleeping, huh? Are you thinking about your family? It all seems so surreal. Yeah, it does. This house is like a desert island, cut off from the world, which makes everything feel kind of like a fairy tale sometimes. Even what we have. From time to time, I get the feeling that nothing is real. The outside world is a figment of imagination. Isn't that just called derealization? My entire life only ever existed within these walls. Are you nervous? Maybe I am. I always thought that when this day arrived, it would be more cathartic. I'm sorry. I'm finally able to take you back to the capital, and I can't seem to get past my own negativity. It's only natural to be so nervous. I am too. I haven't spent nearly as long as you living in this mansion. But I know how you feel because I feel the same way. Not knowing what the future holds, it's scary. You know, I was thinking, I would be okay with staying. I mean, I would love to return to the capital. I miss my family dearly. But even if I never get to see them again, in no way would I ever consider myself unhappy. I honestly think I've got a pretty wonderful life. If you're not comfortable going back to that house, and you're just saying you'll endure it for me, Giselle, there are other paths you can take. You could live with your family. You can remain here in the mansion. No, not at all. No, I want to. No matter where I go, you'll be there with me, Michelle. It's true. I am nervous not knowing what the future holds, but not in a scared something bad might happen kind of way. It's more of a jittery, excited anxiousness. I'm confident the two of us can overcome anything, no matter what obstacles may come our way. Together, we can create an even more wonderful future. Don't worry, Michelle. The future's nothing to be afraid of. You make it sound like I'm paralyzed with fear. But you are, aren't you? Hey now, don't give me that look. Once again, she's the one pushing me forward. I'll make sure you have a good, happy life. Thank you. What? Nothing. I'm feeling kind of sentimental, thinking about how we've only got a little time left here. It wasn't perfect, but it was an important part of my life. Indeed. At least you managed to work it out, honestly. Let all this. Ugh. The only thing I'm wondering now is like how the mom actually is gonna act. Like that's literally the only thing which I think everyone's forgetting about, or they need a handle with, honestly. Oh god. I'm just realizing, is this door gonna be? I wonder how long this door is gonna be, honestly. Or, like if this somehow ends with them, I guess him being crucified, honestly, for something or other. Or literally with another door happens that leads to that. But like usually the other doors usually like last at least like 5 hours or so. Like it almost felt kind of weird sometimes, like almost how perfectly sometimes they wrap around that same hour mark, or they kind of ended around the same time anyway. I think only door 4 was shorter than that, which actually probably should have tipped me off if there was something weird about it even more, but yeah. But yeah, like, are we gonna see like all the characters and like that, like I guess the brother and the mom, and then it just continues on from there? Like, that would make this a longer story than possible. Huh. It'll be fitting though. Like, since it's like a pivotal, I guess, sort of origin, like a backstory for the two we've been following along, going from door to door in this whole mansion, honestly. This purgatory-like state, seeing other people's tragedies. Say. Yes? Well, I think I could handle it right now, probably. It? Oh, you know, a massage. Definitely not anything else that's for it. Oh, use your head, you little... I don't follow. How can he be so dense? This is not... I don't think he's ever had the thought of ever doing this, honestly. Ever. Let's just say, spicy books, honestly, in the library, I don't think he's ever read, honestly. Never read. Okay, Shiv. I was gonna take a long sip, honestly, but no, that'd be too annoying, even for me. Just imagine but you don't see me complaining gossip, sips tea. God damn it, I love that image so much. I mean, how can you be so dense? I mean, you know, touching and so forth. Oh, so you want me to pet your head then? No, not that! You know, take the next step. I'm saying I'm feeling up for that right now. Well, it's not proper for a woman to bring up that subject, is it? But I did kind of ask you to wait. And I feel bad leading you on for so long. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're shaking. I'm just really emotional, that's all. You don't need to force yourself if you're not ready. I can wait as long as you need. Besides? Never mind. Yeah, it just seems like, it just feels like it's more and more pointing to that, honestly. It's fine, there's no need to rush things. You don't need to worry. Yeah. I wrote 2 letters. One to my brother, and one to my mother. Okay, how's the mom's letter gonna go? Oh boy. One so Giselle could return, and one so I could be myself. Demonstrate who I was. I had to prove that I was not cursed. The music I actually hear, like, why does it feel like there's a droning aspect in the background? It feels somewhat hopeful, but at the same time, like, completely and utterly anxious, honestly. Fits really well here. For failing to do that, would not only bring her grief, it might become the final crack the identity I had built up for myself. The identity you built. I had to convince her that I was neither demon nor angel, but a human man who had fallen in love with a human woman. Was being a monster that bad, honestly? Do I have to keep repeating myself about this again every time? However, I was too foolish to realize the future envisioned was nothing but a fantasy. Had I been able to grasp that maybe I could have taken her somewhere far away, where no one knew who we were, where things might have turned out differently. Hmm. I'm assuming, like, if, like they both feel comfortable to come back, like the mom and even the brother, like, were kind of fine showing it off. Show it off. Like, what? Why did I even say that? No, like, I'm making a show of like bringing them back, honestly. But the mom really just wanted to have that sort of thing to prove that you're not cursed for some fucking reason or another, honestly. And that's probably how things go bad, and then it extends to that and her complete insanity. But then how does it lead to like either your brothers then betray you, honestly, even though they're being supportive so far, or in a sense, what was it, uh, like they try to help, but like the mom's madness even affects other people, honestly, and they also lead to literally literally just a manhunt down, honestly. Like stereotypical witch stuff, burning torches, pitchforks, and others, marching crowds. We like again, it almost seemed like it's almost all like very like there's one or two things, honestly, like from the last several doors, honestly. Technically, the first three doors, like the fourth door wouldn't really count, but like there's always been something there that kind of feels almost reminiscent here. That's being like almost parallel or themed there. Maybe not the incest part. Maybe something else that feels like maybe just the feeling of it being sort of taboo. Honestly, is maybe just there. I don't know about the incest part though. Okay, let's hope that's not in here. I mean, there's a whole other complicated feelings anyway after just learning that again. And rather, if we left when it was clear, it'd be terrible if the coachman rode the carriage because he couldn't see where he was going. If there wasn't so much fog, I'll probably have been able to see little columns of orange evening sunlight find their way through the trees, but the milky white mist seemed to swallow up all the light, leaving nothing for the surrounding area. It was rather dreary weather. I wonder when they'll be here. Although, if they never do show up, then that's okay too. I was finally able to return to the capital with Michelle to see my family again, and that was wonderful. It's like a dream come true. But it wouldn't disappoint me if that didn't end up happening. Didn't care where I ended up, as long as Michelle was there with me. That's all that matters. I should probably close the windows. We can't let the giraffes get in here while we're gone for so long. We can't let the dust come in here and settle. The coach isn't likely to show up at night, I don't think. I reached my hand to shut a window, which is when I saw something wavering behind the heavy mist. Oh, god damn it, he's now here! Light? And it wasn't just the one. Looking closer revealed several more flickering spots. Oh, so the manhunt didn't even, it's not gonna happen even at the capital, it's gonna happen here of all places? Okay, oh god. They moved up and down, slowly, but rhythmically. As more and more came into view, my mind began seeing them as people carrying torches. Oh, wait, no. Is it the villagers? Oh, good fucking god. They're coming this way? Could they be your escorts back to the capital? I'll bar the windows. Though, what? As soon as the thought, there sure are a lot popped into my mind, something whizzed past my cheek. What was... Huh? What? Okay, so they decide now to finally fucking act. Okay. Hold out until the coachman comes, honestly, but I'll keep running into the woods or whatever. Oh, Jesus God. It was an arrow. Giselle! What? The arrow had flown through the window and pierced the opposite wall. Had Michelle not knocked me out of the way. Giselle, are you okay? I'm fine. But what's going on? Ugh. Never mind that. Right now, we need to run. Huh? Wait, Michelle? Now, there's no time to talk. Do you think it's the villagers or the letters you got back or whatever? Oh no. The letters that you sent out actually were the reason that they're here. Stay outside the windows. Got it. He grabbed my hand and broke into a run. A relentless storm of arrows showered through the windows we had worked so hard to get open a year ago. Oh yay, the sweet, sweet, bitter irony. This wasn't what we had gone through all that effort for. Let's open the front door. Run. We have to get as far from this house as quickly as we can. What's happening? Why do we have to run? Why are those people firing arrows at us? With the wave of questions came a wave of fear. I couldn't say anything. The sheer terror froze my jaw in place. Get ready. I nodded, squeezing his hand tight. I knew it would just be another obstacle to his safe escape, but I didn't want to let go of his hand. I was afraid that if I did, I'd never be able to hold it again. More arrows, more crossbows right there, or bows and arrows. Are you right? I'm fine. But how? Are people at the front too? How many people were in the village, honestly? Damn it, why? Several arrows were sticking out of the floor before us. Beyond the door, which Michelle managed to shut almost immediately, we're in a cacophony of whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump. We can't escape? What's going on? Damn it! The deep scowl, Michelle barred the door. All the while, the arrows kept flying. The panic in the air kept growing thicker. Well, with all these arrows going on, if they break into the place, you can use the arrows as a way to kill them all, too. The arrows should be sharp. I don't understand. How did a handful of people even know about this Oh. This is all my fault. Because I told the villagers about this place. They think a demon lives here, not a human. So they're here to tear down the house. They made weapons, bows just for this. What the fuck do they plan to use, like, bows against a demon, honestly? What, are each single arrow, like, doused in holy water or some salt, purifying salt? Like, what? What do they plan to do with human mortal weapons? I don't... Yeah, every time he tries talking about it, like, he either stops himself or gets interrupted with it. God damn it. There's a deep rumble. The ground below us shook. I almost fell to the floor. They're trying to break down the door, it seems. Shell, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. Because of what I did. No. What? It's not your fault, it's mine. Michelle? I challenged her, and because I did, she made my curse real. What are you talking about, Michelle? Yeah, fucking course, it's the mom. Why'd you make a fucking letter to her, honestly? God fucking damn it. This way. Run! And because, like, I would say, like, it probably was not even the best course of action to actually make the letter challenging her. Just wait until your brother helps you get back, then, when everyone knows that you're alive and all that, then challenge her. If you have to, set up barriers and all that to make sure people know that you still are alive. Like, just be as petty as fucking possible, honestly. It feels like almost that's how most of the problems in this, honestly, in this entire, like, these doors would have went actually differently. If the person being victimized just became more, like, just decided to be petty, honestly. It actually would have probably turned out a bit better, honestly. Maybe. I don't know about the first one. But the first two doors, but the third one definitely would have, honestly. So I'm half for half. At the far end of the room sat a small door. Where does it lead? I became aware of the door's presence, but I never got inside it. We're going up to the observatory. Something about it seemed somewhat different than the rest of the house. I wasn't sure to describe it exactly. I felt like shadows had taken root there. The observation tower. A tower, but if we go up there, we're putting ourselves in a corner. Doesn't matter where we go, they have us trapped. There's a chance that up here... He didn't finish the thought, however. He opened the door, leading me to the tower. Which that leads to the fucking witches whispering and all that. Come, my child. The curse is now spread from Michelle now to you. Okay. His face deadly pale. Yep. Just running and charging and skipping and jumping over every single stair up the spiral staircase. We started running again, around and around the spiral staircase, making our way to the top. In regular intervals along the wall were rectangular windows. A layer of fog still lay thick across the land. Peering out into it made me feel like we'd been thrown into a dream world. If it weren't for the orange spots of torchlight surrounding the mansion, the silhouettes holding the torches... Is that armor? They appear to be knights. Michelle, tell me, why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Ugh. Your curse? It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there? Michelle's gaze was firmly directed forward as he frantically led me up the stairs. We were breathing hard, and the sound of it echoed against the tower's stone walls. Our panicked hearts were beating so hard, I was afraid they might be able to hear it outside. Eventually, we made it to the top. A pile of discarded rope lay unceremoniously at the foot of a door, once presumably used to seal it shut. Rope? The door itself was deeply weathered and rotting in places. The rope will rot, and that's where the witches was just laying in the tower the entire time. It had obviously been left sitting in disrepair even longer than Michelle had lived here. What is this? Inside. Yep, this same thing from what was it? The fairy tale, honestly, from the very first door, right? Frigid air knit to my skin, and it wasn't a pleasant, refreshing kind of cool, but a bitter, oppressive cold. This room felt unlike any other in the mansion. This is an observation tower. You can't even... There once would have been a windows allowing you to see in all directions around the mansion. All that remains now is that tiny opening near the ceiling. If we out of here, then there's a chance they might not find us. Might. Yeah. So they broke in the door. That depends on how well hidden this door is in the chapel room, honestly. Which dang it! If only there was like a tapestry or something that just left around, honestly, or just put up some wallpaper disguise. Don't worry, they won't find us. When they give up their search, we can get out of here. I'm sure all will turn out all right. Michelle's voice is quivering, as was his hand in mine. Michelle. We held together, feeling each other's warmth in our arms. My free hand clenched his shirt for dear life. That'll probably make a lot of sense why, like, if the mom sent them all out. Both of them, it was a sort of weird thing of, like, know your place, honestly. The mom, like, said, like, just live out here, like, so we don't have to deal with you. And then, the mom hearing both a challenge to that, and also hearing, oh, the girl who literally just seduced my husband, quote-unquote, you're gonna bring her back here? What is wrong with you? Yeah. My free hand clenched his shirt for dear life. I'm sorry. What? I'm to blame for this. It's my fault you're in this mess. The pain you'd experienced, you're being sent to this place, and what's happening now can be all traced back to my being born. I'm so sorry. Why was he apologizing? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Why was he apologizing? Why did he insist this was his fault? Why wouldn't he tell me what this curse was? Are people trying to kill us? Right. Those people were trying to kill us. Putting into words like that made the fear that much more real. The arrows they fired weren't threats. They meant to kill us. Again, sorry about that. Michelle. But with Michelle trembling in my arms, I couldn't even bring myself to ask those questions. What meaning would those answers even have with death lurking so close behind us? All I could do was pray. Pray that he was right, that they wouldn't find us and we would be able to escape. However... Over here! There's a door, and stairs leading up. My hopes were shattered by the sound of voices from below. I hear faint clinking of armor. Our grips on each other tightened. The trembling intensified. Fear swelled within the tower, making us its slaves. Giselle? You're both terrified, and who wouldn't be? Fairy tale heroes could be magically courageous in the face of overwhelming danger, but they weren't real. The fear of my impending death, drawing nearer and nearer with each passing moment, almost drove me to madness. I couldn't think clearly. My heart was having trouble keeping up. My head was a big white mess. We were supposed to return to the capital, start a new life, finally attain our happiness. It was right there at our fingertips. Enough happiness to make up for Michelle's 10 years of isolation, and enough to erase that nightmare from my memory forever. What had we done to have that taken away from us? We just loved each other and wanted a quiet life together. Nothing outrageous. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. What scared me the most was being separated from Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what are those people really doing here? If what they're after is money or valuables, we can offer them everything in the mansion. We don't need any of it. If they don't want us to return to the capital, we can tell them we'll stay here. They might be willing to talk it over. I don't care if we lose everything else. As long as I have you, I can survive anywhere. All that mattered was that we had our lives. As long as the two of us still breathed. But... death! Death to the unholy one! Death to the heretic! Death to the witch! Despair hung over us like a fog outside. There are no heretics, no witches, no unholy ones here. They'll probably never listen to us. The moment we stepped outside of this room, we would be dead, no matter what we said. Michelle, I'm alright. It's okay, Michelle. I'm not scared. You're here with me after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. So please hold me until it's all over. Please stay with me. Finally you speak. Michelle? Oh, hi, witch. He wasn't looking at me, though. His unfocused eyes were directed upward, not toward any particular point, but wandering aimlessly. His purplish lips appeared to move, as though he was speaking, but no sound came out. Hey, Michelle, are you alright? Come back to me, Michelle! I grabbed my shoulders and shook, but he didn't seem to notice. The number of times I called to him, he didn't look down from the emptiness above. Quiet, I'm trying to speak to the actual real devil here. Michelle! Giselle? Finally, after far too long, his gaze slid down to meet mine. He looked defeated, exhausted, and cornered all at once. I was scared too, but his fears seemed to have consumed him entirely. Please hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become my life. Never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. And for that I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me. Michelle? You, Giselle. You delivered me from the darkness. I'm scared, Giselle. I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, that it didn't matter if I lived or died. But now I can't stop shaking. And that's perfectly normal. I'm scared of death too, but... what scares me most is losing you. But Michelle? I should have noticed. Noticed his arms were tensing up. noticed and stopped him. So please allow me to repay you. I said I'd do anything for you, so let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance. And they're here. Michelle! What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle! The door, the rope. I can't open it. I shut in the door, trying to go after him, but it wouldn't budge even the slightest bit. As though there's never been a door there at all, merely a wall disguised as one. My first thought is, if you're gonna die out there, Michelle, then what the how are you fucking planning to deal with her being stuck in there now? Oh my god. It wasn't someone holding it shut from the other side either. I pushed and pulled with all my might, but I couldn't even manage to eke out a tiniest crack. Michelle? Michelle, what did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here! I don't want to lose you either. Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please, please don't do anything rash. They're gonna kill you if you're out there. Giselle, the witch told me. The witch? What? That she would ensure your safety. Michelle, she isn't real. There's no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate your loneliness. Rest assured, she does not lie. Michelle! Please listen. You're a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You are not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. That's all behind you now. Once this is over, you can start anew. What are you talking about? So, survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this, live your life, and always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you. No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you. I don't want to let you die. There it is! Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic! Okay, Jesus. Get back in here, Michelle! Open the door! And my choice is to live on without you. I'd rather... Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family. Why? Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light into my world. No, don't say that! But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. That we can find each other once more in another world. Would purgatory count? Michelle! I still don't even know if literally, if Michelle even was in the other doors in any capacity at any point. Michelle? It's our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment onto the heathen who had made a pact with the devil. Come on, Michelle, open the door! You are sentenced to death. Your body be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your own holy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven. Okay, so it's not gonna be the, like, they're not doing the whole thing where he gets slain on the steps of the stairs like in the other door, but this actually is where he gets crucified. What? Why? What are you doing here? Oh, no, that's not her. That's not her, sorry. Why? What are you doing here? Open the door! Michelle, please! Listen to me, you can hear me out there, can't you? You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words? Who is it you're sentencing to death? Michelle Bollinger or a demon child, naturally? Or which, perhaps? I'm wondering, well, the game did say about him, the people, like, how it's the attitudes of the people at the time, so I wonder if it's gonna be, they're gonna just absolutely just say a dead name. Please, open the door! Why won't you open it? He's an unholy or impure. He's a perfectly normal human and a very sweet man. Yes, I'm the witch. The witch isn't here. I'm the one you want to execute. Kill me. Execute me! Now I see, Giselle. This world. Kill him! Oh, okay. So many blades pierced my flesh. A sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both my legs. You could use the arrows from the walls to attack them back. Don't let it just let it happen to you. But oh god, I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. There was an unpleasant hiss sound in the tower. It was like a heavy rain. Some of my blood spilling onto the stone. Red. It was red, just like anyone else's blood. It definitely didn't flow into unnatural patterns. It didn't turn to black, demonic shadows. It didn't cause anyone to touch it harm. It was just ordinary red blood. Regardless, this body was probably still cursed. Don't do that. It had to be. I couldn't hear Giselle's voice anymore. I hoped she was safe and alive. I prayed that at least she would be protected, that the witch would keep her promise. It was getting dark. Light was quickly departing from my world. Darkness everlasting, dragged me down into its pits. I believed in you. Michelle? Michelle! Hey, say something, talk to me! Hey, what's going on? What's going on here? No, this can't be happening! A possibly heavy thud came from beyond the door, and with it, Michelle fell silent. Then, intermittent squelching sounds as something slid down the door. No, this can't be. Why? Why? I pound the door with all my strength, but still refuse to give. The skin of my hands eventually going raw and beginning to seep blood. Why? Why should Michelle have to be killed? Tell me, why? Take me with you. Please, don't leave me behind. That man isn't a witch. He isn't cursed. I'm cursed, not him, so don't hang him. Don't humiliate him like that. Kill me instead. Please. Again and again and again I pound the door. The self-described knights on their side seem not be even aware of my presence. Do they just, like, how they not even hear the door or the pounding, honestly? Is the witch, honestly, like, making sure they don't hear it? Or they literally just don't care, honestly, and just ignoring it? I can't even tell, honestly, if it's just supernatural, or just oh, you can't hear a single thing of what's going on in that room, or I'm literally just like, we're not here for you, we're here for this abomination, as they would say. They seemed unable to hear my cries. Their armor clanking with each step, began to ascend the staircase. And with it, I could hear the sound of something being dragged slowly across the floor. No, don't take him away. Stop, don't take Michelle away from me. I'm begging you. My pleas were in vain. My hope was for naught. The knights took him away. Took him somewhere out of my reach. For all eternity. Don't take him away from me! Oh, the door now finally opens. What was it, barred shut from supernatural energy or whatever that else? Or like the rope also that was holding in place also decayed in just a few hours? Okay. Michelle. After much too long, the door swung open all on its own. It happened so unceremoniously, it was hard to believe I had actually been trapped inside. I had no idea how much time had passed. The chill in the air suggested it was deep into the night. And with the biting cold, there was the stench of blood. Why? Why? Michelle! I never wanted this! God. You didn't understand at all, Michelle. You didn't know the depth of my feelings for you. You didn't know how intensely I wanted you, how fervently I loved you. I was never gonna be able to find someone else and live happily with them. It had to be you. The thought of anyone else touching me terrified me. You just didn't understand. Don't want. I don't want to live in this stupid world! The time I spent with you truly was the happiest time of my life. There's a part of me that's kind of glad I didn't go to what I was theorizing before. I'm actually really happy about that. I'm deeply happy about that. I'm glad I just went to just uh, normal death tragedy instead of that. Oh dear God. That would probably been a bit too much, honestly. Although that thought came to mind. It probably been a bit too much, maybe a bit too dark, honestly, for the story, actually. I remember everything now. You died that day. You were killed. You disappeared from this world and left me behind. That's right. I remember. Remember the pain, the agony of death, and the fear. I did indeed die that day. You refused to listen to me. Do you have an idea how it felt to feel you dying from the other side of that door? Giselle, I wanted you to take me with you. Is this what you so wanted to see? My memories, the trace of my life on this earth? And there. Oh, and there, in order to find your truth, we need more of the story. Very well, then. If you want more story, I will tell you more. What comes next is both a continuation and a brand new tale. The Maid's Tale. So I'm assuming that's the final one then for her then. Oh god, so that leads, I guess, to like probably like that's when like I guess the witch's voice like overhears it, or she actually maybe she learns more about the curse and actually starts, let's just say, believing the supernatural part of the curse, honestly, not the physical part. Let's go with that. Still kind of happy like I'm there wasn't a scene honestly that showcased that honestly. Just showcasing him she liked him that much, honestly. Like, if there is going to be a scene of that nature, if that's right, it's probably just going to be just a mild surprise, hopefully. Even after all this, so what we, like, talked to, like, her here right now, she seems to still be, like, infatuated with him, or, like, wants to be around him. So, it would, even if it just, like, it does show up in the next tale, honestly, comes up when she finds out, maybe? Like, it's not going to be that big a surprise. But, I know there's a whole thing of like I know there's a whole thing honestly of like oh yeah, like that's been going through my head actually a bit throughout all this. The person who like when I was going through Higurashi, when I brought up like that one fanfic Dangaro VK, they had an interesting like line there which I wholeheartedly agree with, that someone's own personal identity shouldn't be a plot twist. Like, a sort of almost glorifying it, honestly, in a sense. So I kind of hope the story doesn't go down that path. And if I'm the author that actually like was inspired by this, or like relate the story a lot, I hope that's how this story goes. Then that's a lot of things are playing through my mind going through this entire thing, which I didn't bring up. When you've heard it all, I expect you to commend me for not forgetting how to smile. Okay, so the next tale is just gonna be even worse. Okay, so the next tale is actually gonna be probably even worse, honestly, for her. But like the ending for this, honestly, was just honestly just like only sort of merciful. I'd say, like I'd say in the loosest sense of the word merciful here. We haven't completely cut through the darkness yet. An arctic wind blows past me. At the same time, I'm gripped with an overwhelming urge to break down into tears. Perhaps this is the solitude she felt for so long. I have to face this. I have a responsibility for her to do so. And I have to atone for being such a misguided fool all those many years ago, convinced that I was doing what was best. The sixth door. $10.99 to... This is my tale. And the maid's tale.
Esto